The dangers of secondhand smoke can put your health at risk. While those affected may not be smoking directly, the consequences can affect you and even your pets. East Texas News Weekend's Tyree White reports, like humans, secondhand smoke can put dogs at increased risk for cancers.
The physiology of lungs are similar no matter what you're talking about.
For tobacco smokers, the effects that cigarettes and other tobacco products have on the body are no secret. Smoking can cause your blood to thicken, heart failure, and many other health risks. Those breathing in secondhand smoke, including your pets, are at the same risk as if they lit the cigarette themselves.
You think a lot more about secondhand smoke exposure in them because they are our companion animals.
Dr. Alec Lucas, veterinarian with Ward Animal Hospital in Nacogdoches, says secondhand smoke effects can depend on different factors.
Very similar to that of children. It's like, I believe it's the longer-nosed dogs, so like your hounds and your dachshunds, everything that has like a long snout.
Lucas says these types of dogs have had more instances of nasal cancer because the smoke stays longer in the nasal cavity.
Your smush-faced dogs like pugs and your Frenchies and things like that, they have a higher incidence of lung cancer.
Because of the shorter snout, the smoke can't be filtered out. A study published by the Veterinary Journal found that Scottish Terriers are 6 times as likely to develop bladder cancer due to secondhand smoke exposure.
You know, treat them like your baby. Treat them what you don't want your child to be around. Don't let your pets be around it.
Tyree White, East Texas News Weekend.
Dr. Lucas says secondhand smoke can also put your dogs at risk for asthma, bronchitis, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.